Hey, this is Tomas, and you're listening to the Find Your Voice NYC podcast. Let's jump right in. Where is your why? Where does it lie? Saying that makes me laugh because I actually asked that of a client of mine. And the same way you probably were like, what is he talking about? Is exactly what my client did. He looked at me like, what does that even mean? Where is my why? Where does it lie? Like, what are you asking me? When we are thinking about the things that motivate us, oftentimes we don't think about where that motivation is coming from and what it's all about. So some people can be their own motivation. Some people are enough for themselves and they have this drive and this desire to make it. Other people are focused on being successful because maybe they want to take care of their family. They want to make their mother or father proud, their lover proud, husband, wife, significant other, whatever, right? We all have different reasons for doing things, but sometimes when we get distracted or discouraged or we're incapable of fulfilling our goals, we forget the things that motivate us, or maybe the things that motivate us are no longer the things that are in place, right? So maybe you had motivation of you were with this partner and you were doing something because you and that partner did that together, or you were doing it because of the partner and now the partner is no longer there. And so you've lost the motivation. Where is your why, right? I believe, and I'm a firm believer of making sure that even if you have extrinsic motivation, which is external motivation, motivation from other people, other places, other things, that you find, at least in part, a way to make it intrinsic. You've got to be, at least in part, your own motivation. You've got to be the person who looks in the mirror in the morning, the evening, or the afternoon, whatever, and says to yourself, I am the reason why I am successful. I am the reason why I am achieving these goals. I am the reason why I am adhering to these benchmarks. I am overcoming these roadblocks. I am the reason because I'm good enough. I deserve it. And I'm focused on being the best version of myself that I can be. I think sometimes we are so focused externally on the doing things for the benefit of others that we fail to realize that people benefit from the things we do regardless of whether we're doing it for them or for ourselves. So why don't you do it for yourself? You know, when a person creates something, let's say an artist creates a song, it's cathartic oftentimes to let that out, especially if you're, singing a song about a breakup or an emotion or a feeling, an issue, whatever it is, and you get that out there, you put that pen to paper, you sit in front of that piano, you get on that guitar, and you let those feelings come out. It's cathartic, and you just let it go and you sing it, right? I go back to Alanis Morissette when she wrote that song, You Ought to Know. And she sang that, and I saw her perform it years ago, and I said, wow, she was really going through some things. Like, she was really wronged. And her pain is so deep and so real in this song. And yet, that song was so powerful for so many people. And it went beyond just Alanis Morissette. It became a movement. It was about people who had experienced similar pain, who had been cheated on, and they understood it and they became a part of that. And so that thing that she did for herself became something that benefited others, right? And that's like that with a lot of things. Oftentimes, if you look at shows like Shark Tank, you'll see people on there with these amazing creations, and the sharks will say to them, hey, what made you think of this? And someone will say, well, you know what? We got tired of, taking out the trash, so we made Trasho, and this is our trash compactor robot who, crushes the trash and then takes it outside. Please don't steal that idea. I'm still working on it. But the point is, you know, all of this comes from someone trying to problem solve or someone trying to make their lives easier or better, and then other people benefiting from that. So with that in mind, when you think, where is your why should be where you are. It should reside in you. You should be the reason why you are focused on being successful. You should be enough for you. Because I guarantee that you're enough for someone else. You may not recognize it, but I guarantee that's true. And sometimes we can be so hard on ourselves and we can just beat ourselves up and see ourselves as less than and see ourselves as undeserving or incapable and just wallow in this self-pity and self-hatred and fear and self-loathing. And what we have to do is find the motivation to be to ourselves what we are to other people. And so I'm going to challenge you to do that with this episode. I'm going to challenge you to take a look at the things that motivate you. Right? Now, this is not to say if you're a parent, your children should not motivate you to be successful, because a homeless family is not a family that you want to raise. Let's just be real honest about some things, right? You do want to take care of your children. You do want to raise a loving family, get them in a good school. You do want to do all those things. But you know what you also want? You want a nice house. You want a nice car. You want a nice vacation. Why? Because you are working and you deserve that. You are doing hard work, probably putting in serious hours and sacrificing some things to make things happen. So you deserve to take care of yourself as well. And by taking care of yourself, you are also taking care of your children. And that is not selfish. That is about taking care of yourself. That is about self-care. I go back to one of these really interesting episodes of Parks and Recreation, and the Aziz Ansari character with the Retta character, they would do this thing called Treat Yourself, and they would just run around, Treat Yourself 2014, whatever. And they would just go out and splurge and just treat themselves and just do some things, and it was frivolous spending. It was reckless and irresponsible spending. And I'm not a big, an advocate of let's go into debt, but I am an advocate of the things that drove that and the mentality behind you do so much for other people. You take care of someone else. You deserve some time to take care of you, right? And so if you can take and make it not about time taking care of yourself, but actually make it about, this is my motivation. This is my mentality. This is who I am. This is what I'm all about. If you can change your focus and make it about that, well, I guarantee that you're going to find yourself in a situation where you are achieving your goals. You are fulfilling your dreams. You are moving through your action plans. You are just overcoming obstacles and roadblocks. And you are really being the best version of yourself as possible. And trust me when I tell you, I want that for you. I hope you want that for yourself. As always, you can find me online at findyourvoicenyc.com. That's findyourvoicenyc.com. If you want to hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitters, you can hit me up in any of those places at FYVNYC. That's FYVNYC. Send me a text, send me an email, send me whatever you need to send me, or direct message, however you want to do it. And let's chat. Let's keep this conversation going. I'll see you all tomorrow. And as always, best to you in all that you do.